Well, thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to thank Secretary Yellen and Chair Powell for being here today. It's clear we're in a very different place today than we were last March. Our economy is ready to safely reopen. Economic projections are increasingly positive. Despite those facts, Democrats still chose to muscle through their partisan spending package, only 9% of which goes toward defeating the virus. This package was not targeted to help those most in need, does not get Americans safely back to work or kids back in the classroom. The data tells us targeted support is the key to really reaching those groups who need it most. And with the addition of $1.9 trillion, there's been a great deal of debate about what will happen with this amount of liquidity in our financial markets. So here's what we do know. Taxes or increased taxes will impede growth. And as we saw in 2008 and 2009, it's hard to address long-term unemployment. We see our central bank's balance sheet grow to levels unseen in human history. Pre-COVID, we experienced a roaring economy spurred by appropriate regulation, lower taxes, and innovative solutions. Instead of building on these gains, my Democrat colleagues are approaching this crisis like they did in 2009, doing it all over again, rehashing old, failed policies that will not build lasting growth and lasting prosperity. This is much different. It's a much different country now and a much different economy now. And we should remain forward thinking and seek bipartisan solutions to really address the needs of our economy. Now, I am grateful for the opportunity to be with you here today under the guise of CARES oversight hearing. Although it's interesting that the CARES funding was rescinded in December. And I think it'd be more productive to discuss this larger COVID package that was just passed. And I believe there is a lot to discuss there. To put that mammoth $1.9 trillion bill into perspective, let's put it this way. The Biden administration is going to spend $3.7 billion on average per day for every day remaining in 2021. That equals $43,000 per second. A lot of that money will flow directly from Treasury to states and cities, which introduces a whole new set of challenges with respect to preventing waste and fraud. And unlike the Bipartisan CARES Act, this bill does not contain any new layers of oversight to address these challenges. Secretary Yellen, at our first CARES quarterly hearing in June of 2020, we had a chance to run through our expectations with respect to transparency with your predecessor. At that hearing, Secretary Mnuchin committed to providing key programmatic data to congressional committees to assist oversight responsibilities, and he followed through on that commitment. Secretary Mnuchin also committed to working with the various oversight bodies with jurisdiction under the CARES Act, including the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee, the Congressional Oversight Commission, 3 department IGs, and the Government Accountability Office. Now that we have an additional $1.9 trillion to track, I would ask for your commitment along those same lines as Secretary Mnuchin committed. That would be encouraging, that you'd continue the practice of your predecessor to cooperate with our committee, both Democrats and Republicans, to ensure appropriate oversight. And so I want to thank you for the testimony today and look forward to the discussion. Yield back.